we are back. I know a bunch of you guys have been asking for it. This, again, is going to be, of course, XFox Lego car racing kind of guide to building a car. Now, some of you guys are probably going, man, what is this all about? If you don't know, go check it out. Hopefully here soon we are going to have our little racing league set up so that you guys, the fans out there, can build your cars and we can race them to see who is the champ. But we got to put specs in place to make sure that no one, right, submits something like this and it just goes on the track and beats everybody. So hopefully later on, or this could be old, we're going to have a kind of a preview of the track, but we wanted to give some of the specs on the cars so you guys know how to build them. Now, if you guys want to get in on this, make sure you email us at xfoxgames@gmail.com or check us out on Instagram, right? Instagram / or just look us up, XFoxGames. You guys can message us. We can give you the address where to send these. Now, you don't always have to send in a car to us, but if you want to have your own design, by all means, they kind of take precedence, right? But we do have a bunch of cars and things like that that we've made a ton more off camera to kind of pick some of the subscribers out there who can't send anything in. So let's get over the specs so we can kind of see what you can build and what you can prep for. We have a lot of different cars here, right? I mean, a lot of different designs. Some of these came as little kits. We put some wheels on them. Some of them just super simple, right? I mean, nothing too fancy. Now, to make it fair across the board, we're going to make sure that the cars are a certain weight because, again, we don't want someone submitting something like this, and we'll show you why. And we're going to show you, kind of, again, some of the ideas that we have here for making a car and kind of seeing. Now, there is going to be jumps on the, on the course going down, so you got to make sure you have something that can at least jump a little bit. It's not going to be a huge jump, and it's going to be, again, it's going to be a ramp that it's going to go down, and hopefully we'll have some examples of that maybe in about a week or so, or this can be full-fledged by the time you guys see this. So, first things first, is your car itself, you guys, cannot be over 4 inches long, right? I mean, if you're at 4.1 or something like that, okay, that's fine. 4 inches long is maximum that I'm going to allow for a vehicle, if you guys send it in, right? 4 inches, and it cannot be over 3.5 inches wide. I was going to go 3, but we decided to go 3. Actually, I think 3. No, 3 was about right. 3 inches wide. It was not 3.5. 3 inches wide is the maximum wide. Okay, so again, can't be over 4 long, and it can't be over 3 inches wide. That, again, gives everybody kind of normal specs to work in. Some of you guys are probably thinking, oh man, that's not enough. I mean, look at all these examples here. These are all well within spec. Now, the big one, right? Making something within spec, we gotta make sure the weight is correct. So, I have a little weight thingy over here. And your vehicle cannot weigh, with your minifigure in it, over 2 ounces. Now, you guys are probably like going, man, 2 ounces? That's nothing. To be honest, it's quite a bit. So this little figure right here, this little one we made, Ronald in here, if you guys can see it, that is 1 ounce. I don't know if you guys can see it on thing, but that is, I mean, so you have a lot of room to grow. I mean, you could throw bigger wheels on here. You could do a lot. I have another little generic one. This one came in a kit that we had, except for the figure. Throw that on there. That is 1.1. So, I mean, a lot of room for growth. I don't care how many pieces you put on it as long as you stay within those specs. Now, look at this one. Just kind of like these, like, wagon wheels. If I put that on there, that is 0.8. So, I mean, you could add a little bit of weight to it. You can do quite a bit to make this fall within spec. Something like this, a little dump truck. I mean, nothing too fancy. That is 0.8. So I am going to weigh them as they come in. Here's just one, just like a basic, nothing too fancy. That is 0.8 also. Now, this one kind of cuts it close. I think this one was up there. This was like 2 something. So look at this one. I'll push this stuff back. So this one's up there. I mean, that's some pretty beefy stuff. So I put it on there. And that one weighs in at 2.2. But I'm going to show you guys a few little tricks here. So, like on it, I mean, you can just look at the bottom here and say, you know what? Yeah, let's pull off these blocks, these big ones, and let's just throw that on there. We don't need that extra piece on the bottom, right? You don't need that big piece on there, and it's going to save it some weight. So let's just throw that on there. Throw this on the back, throw this back on the front. So we saved a little bit of room there. Let's see. So now it is at 2.1. So, I mean, it saved a little bit. There's probably more you can throw on there, but 2.1 is just a little bit too much. Maybe right? Take off like that front piece or take off some of this and you can get it to the 2 ounce mark, or just maybe take off his hat, right? I mean, it's an option. Anyways, where I found a lot of my parts is I bought a lot of these on eBay, like things like this. I mean, you can buy a 5 or 6 pack of these little car bases. Check this out. I mean, you can buy like 6 of those per pack for like $4.99. It's like super cheap. And then, or you can just buy a huge bag of these where you can get a ton of axles. Let's see where to go. I got this one right here. A ton of axles and gear shifters and tires. And this was like $7 free shipping. So I'm sure a lot of people have this stuff kind of laying around. Again, if you guys want to get in on this, just make sure you follow the specs. Send us a message so we can get you in. Otherwise, XFoxGames is going to have a ton of racers probably named after some of our subs. Leave it in the comments, too, if you guys want to be involved in this. I would love to name a few of these racers after you guys. Now, some of you guys are going, what's the whole point of this? We're going to have prizes for either people who submit the fastest cars. We're going to have, you know, kind of series where we're going to have 10 different races to see who's on the podium board, you know, to see who's the fastest car, who is the top champ. And I would love for some of you guys, again, you know, to send in a car, you know, in a figure and just have it and say, yeah, hey, Joe, this is our XFoxGames. So you guys are like, yeah, this is my vehicle. Perfect. And we're going to try to get everybody in. If this thing just blows up, then, man, we are definitely going to try to get all the races in, but we do have a lot of cool stuff coming up and we want to get you guys in. So make sure you follow the specs, send us a message. We can send you to the address of where we need this sent to, and then hopefully we can get you guys into some races. I know a ton of you guys have been wanting to see the track, so hopefully we're going to get that together this weekend, or at least do a couple test runs on it and maybe show you guys and say, hey, here is what we have planned. But I know a ton of you guys like this. Make sure you spread the word, because the more people who enter, the bigger and badder prizes are going to be. So I don't know who's going to hold the top spot out of all the Xbox fans out there. You know, if it's going to be a car like this, if it's going to be a car like this, I have no idea. I am super pumped to see what you guys can come up with and keeping it within the specs. I'm going to leave it down in the descriptions again. Definitely subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Thanks again, Fox fans.